Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping at the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack, got the loud jumping at the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping out the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm trouble, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit I don't trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. Just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. Get my good side. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice. Gonna run up a check, demand my respect. I'm doing the most, I never quit. They want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang, and that's you for being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the internationally known and the recognized symbol of YouTube excellence in edutainment. It is the Boss Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish. The king of kings, the king of content, and the speaker of truth, yours truly, the notorious one, a.k.a. Mr. Coach Alini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in Aruba with none other than Hollywood, CGA, and EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Niggero of Fixes Binds, LLC. The unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best edutainment here on YouTube. Right there. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. Also the man with one trabajo. That is the ecclesiastical MTR and O'Shea Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one. Acknowledge me. The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolatey Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that walks ecclesiastically in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me James Bind, Malo Papi, Hentai CGA, the Lord of the Lings, or CGAC God, Allah. And you're looking at the reigning and defending undisputed 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you lined up for today. Today's great show is brought to you by the Celebrities Junk. All right. This is going to be a new segment that we have on our show, the Celebrities Junk. And we're going to talk about celebrities and their junk, unfortunately. And comedian Ha Ha Davis, as the main event topic, regrets letting his wife get pounded by someone else's junk. And he reveals this in what I call the outing of Black American men. All right. There is a gay fugazi agenda when it comes to gay men. All right. Black men in particularly. But the manosphere is a whole gay agenda at this particular point. It has been infiltrated by a group of fugazi Duke shooters that like to literally lick each other in their one or two balls, protecting each other's turf, if you will. I would call it a Black manosphere mafia, but it's a gay mafia at this particular point with the amount of caping they do for other content creators. And the Black manosphere has never been respected. It's actually the lowest on the total poll of any sector on YouTube. Even the white manosphere doesn't acknowledge the Black manosphere. That's how low it is. If you ever participated in youth sports, or you coach youth sports, or your kids were in youth sports, the Black manosphere is like the loser's bracket of any tournament. You know, you coach, your kid plays 5th grade basketball, 6th grade basketball, your daughter plays 6th grade softball. The Black manosphere is basically the loser's bracket, and everybody knows what happens in the loser's bracket. You got to play in the sweaty, hot gym with no air conditioning. You got to go travel 30 minutes and 30 miles to go play your next game, which nobody's going to watch, and the referees are the worst. The Black manosphere is the loser's bracket, and that's why I've never associated with the Black manosphere. And judging by their behavior as of late, it is easy to conclude by the Black manosphere is super duper the loser's bracket of the internet. Right? They are the loser's bracket of the internet. Nobody really gives a fuck about them or what they're doing. All right, but that's neither here nor there. And exhibiting the behaviors they exhibited over the last day or so, 24 hours, essentially reveals that it's nothing but a gay mafia. All right, and we're going to prove that here coming back into later on to today's show. The Black manosphere is a gay mafia. We're going to provide some receipts related to that coming up next here. But this episode is called Celebrities Junk. Since everybody can just take everybody's name, we're just going to go with it. All right, Celebrities Junk. This should be a good segment here. Might be something that we do every day. Why not? All right, since it's all the same. All right, since it's all the same. All right, we could just hey, nobody owns anything. Why not? All right, let's just roll with it. I suppose nobody owns anything except when white people take it from you. When white people go Christopher Columbus, apparently they steal stuff from black people. But when other black people take other black people's stuff, it's fair game. Nobody owns it. All right, that's the philosophy of the communists, the coochie commies called the Black manosphere, or black people in general. If you take it from black people, it's like, no, I made it better, so it's okay. All right. White people take stuff from black people. They stole our land. They stole our history and our name, our culture, and our God for some reason. But when black people steal from each other, nothing happens. All right. Black people steal from a Chinese person, they get shot in the back. All right. There's consequences. When black people steal from other black people, it's just nigga shit. It is what it is. So we'll go with it. Anyway, to contribute to today's show, $ the notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Now, niggas know for stealing. They steal chicken and watermelon all the time. The black race is known for stealing. I mean, they take people's lives and claim that it was self-defense. They steal bottles of water and get shot in the back and say that they're a victim. And then they also come over to other people's stuff that worked hard for it. And they just basically just steal his shit and say, well, it's not stealing. All right. They just gaslight you. As I said, O'Shea Duke Jackson's going to gaslight me. And of course he did. All right. Not a surprise. And I said, MTR is going to deny. Not me. I didn't do it. Throw rock, hide hands. All right. Not a surprise. But we're going to go ahead and show you how they accomplished that. Anyway, we got a great show for you lined up today. Yeah, let me see if we can get some earlier contributors to today's show. Yeah, I did nothing. What? I'm innocent, huh? It was just a coincidence. Yes, It was their fault over there. Look over there, CGA. It was the chat's fault, not mine. Anyway, we got it right here. All right. They gaslit me like a motherfucker, but it wasn't a surprise. I told you they were gonna do it, right? It wasn't a surprise, and they actually fell right into my hands. All right. I laid the trap and they fell for it. Shout out to V Mad, aka Sky Daddy 4444 and CGA We Trust, Duke Pants Jackson, and Echo, aka MTR. He says, you know me and the Coach Tribe got your back. God is within you and above you, big dog. All glory to the Most High. Shout out to you, brother, man. Yes. The Coach gang stood strong for sure. They stood strong in the storm that the dust up that I kicked, just proving how, these internet niggas move, and how the low grade black community in the black manosphere that supports them are the losers bracket. All right, I proved it point blank, 100%. But there it is. Yep, the Den dude showed up. I didn't do nothing. And then he does a stream and says, "Oh, I'm going to call him afterwards." Great. All right, the Den dude showed up. All right, here we go. I didn't do nothing. I didn't steal nothing. I didn't hurt nobody. I did nothing to hurt nobody. He ain't never hurt nobody. Them same niggas is over there defending a guy who stabbed a guy, killed him, and they don't want him to go to prison. Same group. The Den dudes. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, shout out to Ken Rose, says greetings, CGA. Not that I completely disagree yesterday's stream. I think the entire point of MGTOW and the man-related space is neither having multiple women, flexing your body count, or female avoidance. Shout out to you. Did you not complete the rest of the topic there? It looks like there was going to be another post there. I just think the entire point of the man-related space is neither multiple women, flexing bodies, or female avoidance. Okay, I mean, that's a good point. I've never argued against that at all. All right. Anyway, shout out to you. Shout out to our brother said. He said, put the ladies to bed. Said is in the building. Thank you for the support over there. And it looks like that was from yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and announce it. Shout out to our brother here. Greg Terrible says, thanks, Coach, for all you do. So anyways, I brought up, okay, this was earlier. I brought up the RP dating to a borderline incel Mexicano national worker, and he busted out laughing. He says, I got your book on Kindle. Shout out to you. What was it? Spinning plates and stuff like that. Yes, indeed. All right. And if we do have time, then I'll actually look at some of the gay agenda that I proposed over there on YouTube related to the manosphere. All right. Somebody said here, why do I call myself the King of Kings when that's Jesus Christ? Well, all I have to say to that is Jesus Christ. Is that enough? Or are you new? All right. But I am the King of Kings because you can see me and I'm not a zombie. All right. So there's that. All right. But let's continue on with today's show. You could have super chatted that, but there you are trolling. Is that you? All right. Here we go right here. Let's continue. You can see me. You can't see anybody else. All right. Believe me. Believe in me. It's that easy. Shout out to Kevin Sullivan says, ninjas mad that they can't boss up and mad they girl going. Keep your foot on these bitches' necks. Maybe not. They so fugazi, they might like it. Appreciate you, Coach of the Coach Gang. They might like it. They might be like, I like that. It's Mikey. He likes it. Definitely. Okay, here we go right here. Let's go ahead and give somebody the exit real quick. Somebody needs an exit. Somebody looking for their exit strategy here. What is going on here with the chat? All right, hold on for a second. I got to do it over here. He says, okay, here. Somebody, you know what I've been recently doing? And I don't really watch my comment section too much. And I'm pretty sure my comment section is just a hoot and a riot because, these cowards wait until the show is over and then they get in they dig into the comment section. But if you are in dissent of what I have to say and you don't have a picture or your real name, you getting deleted. You're getting deleted. I'm just letting you know. I don't care. I don't care what you say or how legit you're saying it. Because I'm just going to assume it's a bot. I'm just going to make an assumption that it's a bot, or you're too lazy to fill out the YouTube form and put your name and your picture there. All right. So I'm just going to assume it's a bot and I have to delete the comment. All right. That's just if you're in just dissenting for no other reason or gaslighting me, or, I mean, you're out here writing 3 paragraphs, it's getting deleted, just to let you know. And similarly, if you come into my chat with that and you didn't take the time to fill out the YouTube application and put your little icon there with your recessed chin and your fat stomach, and you didn't do that, you getting deleted. There's no conversations to be had with you at all. So what you'll have to do is go to your second account, and you'll have to log in and wait 10 days to jump back in my chat, unless you're subscribed to multiple channels. You know, I don't know how you guys do it. Y'all have 5 channels and subscribe to me just so in case you get booted, Rolo Tomasi can log back in and start. All right. You're getting deleted. I don't have time for the bullshit over here. We're not playing the same game as these busters over here. We're just having a conversation and shit. This is Greg Tube, and that's it. Or if you don't like it, you can go the fuck on. You know what I mean? All right, you can go on somewhere else. I don't need you here just to fluff up my numbers. My numbers gonna be good, gonna be better than anybody else's, no matter if you're here or not. All right, anyway, what do we got here? We got our brother here. It is Kevin Sullivan. Did I get Kevin Sullivan? I did. Shout out to our brother Joel. Says the MTR response was pure gaslighting. Oh, yeah, I talked about that. Some of that work for him said he straight up sourced half of his talking points from you, and that's you. Exactly. And people don't realize I have one of his former employees on my staff. So it's not that hard to figure out. I'm not going to tell you who it is and what he does for me, but yeah, we got people that work closely with him. It's not that hard to figure out, but you know, these people are going to do what they got to do out here to survive these YouTube streets. Cause you know, you do got to survive these YouTube streets. It's not an easy place to play. Shout out to our brother Lawar Moore. Says, hey coach, how are you? Shout out to you, man. That guy's a legendary Coach Gang, long time Coach Gang member. Lawar Moore out there. I believe he was in Dallas by way of New Orleans. Not trying to out him. Ian Williams says, salute to Hollywood CGA. Hollywood CGA is here. A lot of people don't realize we've switched to the Hollywood CGA over here. We're not Manosphere. I mean, I'm not saying I left the Manosphere. The Manosphere is just worthless at this point. I mean, it's good for people coming out of bad relationships and whoever they find. All right, but anybody, the Manosphere is a bunch of gays at this point. And I'm not saying that as a pejorative. There's proof. As a matter of fact, who, let me tell you this. And I mentioned this over on Twitter, and this has been said a lot about the Manosphere, but the Manosphere has a lot of closeted bisexuals and guys that engage in homoerotic behavior. All right, just like the main event person that we're going to talk about. All right, and we have proof. I'm going to give you a chance here because somebody was like, "Where's your receipts?" And I was like, "Bro, I'll be talking about it all the time." There's one guy that said, and you could type the guy's name in. Okay, you could type the guy's name in. There's one guy that said here, and he's a popular so-called Manospherean. He claims that another content creator has a male crush on him. Type the name of the person who said this other content creator has a male crush and said that he was facilitating the crush just to hang around him for views. Right? Yo, type the name into the chat. Y'all, I mean, I hear these things as a little bird in the cloud, and I'm like, holy mackerel. I'm like, what are we dealing with here? All right, what are we doing? Okay, yes, it happened. Oh, look, somebody knew it. Somebody got it. I wasn't the one that said it. All right, but they said it. Look, some people paying attention. Look at the chat. I'm not one to be outing people here, but that person said that. Hey, this other guy has a male crush. Right on me. I'm like, what? You're admitting this on what are we doing? And you facilitated it because you were doing some sort of collaboration. You let the nigga sleep at your house. Like, what are we doing? You knew he had a male crush on you, and it only went left when y'all collaboration shit went left. That's some homo. You know, there's a lot of homo-ish here, man. Look, let me just tell you here. Let me just tell you here. There's another one here. I'm gonna give you another one, and y'all knew it because a couple people knew it. Another guy said that he used to he used to talk to men sexually to get money out of them. Like that was his hustle. His hustle was to talk to other men on the computer, all right, posing as women in order to get money off of them. So he used to say he spent hours talking to people sexually. Anybody know who we're talking about? I'm telling you, people be like, what receipts are you talking about? I'm like, bro, this is too many coinky dinks out here. Same person also said a 10 transgender is better than a 1 woman, all right, biological woman. All right, anybody know who said that? I don't know who said that. Now, let me just tell you, if you then connect the dots, if you connect the dots and go to the next person and you say, who's the next person to associate with the other previously 2 mentioned people? The other previously 2 mentioned people, who's the next to associate with that person? Okay, there's a guy of that group that basically has been seen in bed and or frolicking with, kissing or hugging other men, photographed. Evidence. He's been photographed. Anybody know who this person is? Can you name that? Okay, so we know that the other person said previously 2 or 3 things. Now, this person who also associates with the man crush guy, we already got 3 lines and lineages right into a gay agenda. Okay, we already have 3 lines. I already have 3 lines intersecting the gay agenda. Now, wait till I get to the Atlanta black male podcasters. If I had time to get to the black male Atlanta podcasters, the podcasters from Atlanta, the bisexuality of these closeted bisexuals, wait till I get to the Atlanta black podcasters. All these niggas appear to be 6'2" and above, very effeminate, and light in the loafers. Wait till I get to the black male gay bisexual Atlanta podcasters. This will be a whole crazy ass line of connecting one dot to the next. And then I can put pictures of them together, standing weirdly at changing wardrobes and shit. Right? You know what I mean? Like I can draw a line just to be like, get But people think I'm joking. Coach, man, what? Where's the receipts? I was like, look, they're all pictured together and shit, standing weird, wearing clothes. All right, anyway. And you wonder why I be sitting over here by myself? Like, yeah, hey, you should collab with so-and-so. Never mind. That's okay. I'm good. I'm still over here. How close do you have to be connected to some weird shit? And then other dudes cape for those guys and say, that's my friend. That's your friend? Y'all sound like some maggots. Right? Men don't have friends. Males have friends. Speaking of males, the rational male. I thought we were talking about men. I mean, let's continue on with the show, man. Listen. There is a gay agenda in the manosphere. The manosphere was infiltrated by the closeted bisexuals in 2021. And anybody can see this. Just go back and look. Closeted bisexuals. And people will say, well, closeted bisexuals would never talk negative about women. Oh, yes, they do. That's who talks negative about women. Closeted bisexuals. See, they also talk negatively, heavily negatively about women. Now, open bisexual or open gay guy will talk proudly about women. You know what I mean? He's open. He out there. Shay Shay. But a closeted bisexual will do his best to talk as much negative. He will have angst against women. He will see them in their presence and he'll yell at them and scream at them. You know what I mean? Yeah, because he really don't like them at all. And somebody said Nick Fuentes. Who does Nick Fuentes hang out with? You know, shit be weird. Shit be weird. Why are you hanging out with so many closeted bisexuals and gays? Anybody? I mean, somebody, look, because I put it on Twitter and somebody said you tripping, where? But I'm like, hey, and then people are like, man, don't go there, man. You sound like you mad. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So if you're using it, why are you talking about this? Why are you going here? Coach, you look like, you turning into Tommy Sotomayor. You look like a bitter content creator. You're jealous. That's just gaslighting. That's just gaslighting. You can't just use that as a means to say, let's stop the discussion, because it sounds like you're trying to hide something. But I'm speaking the truth when I talk about relationships, dating, marriage, and women. You seem comfortable with that. When I seem comfortable, when I start telling you the truth and unmasking and pulling the curtain and up the skirt of these closeted bisexual content creators, all right, you get all uncomfortable with it? Why are you uncomfortable with it? Why don't you just let me speak the truth like I normally do? All right, and then provided evidence to said thing. I mean, you can point right to it, and then you can connect one person to the next. All right, anyway. I mean, I just did it right now, but you know, people are going to say what they're going to say. All right, but anyway, it's crazy here. Oh man, we shouldn't talk about this, man. We need to just stay focused on the conversation. Is that not staying focused? That seems focused to me. That seems like a well-focused conversation. That's not losing focus. And by the way, I mean, do you need me to make another video about men are in love, women are in business, or what? You need another one? You just need more and more. You're overdosing on the red pill at this point. You just need another one. You need me to talk about strags and snigs. You need me to talk about strags again? Is this going to feed you? Is this going to uplift you and edify you? Is this good? Coach, man, stay focused on the message. I have 10 years worth of content. You can go back to any other stream. All right. But I'm Hollywood now. I'm Hollywood. I don't have time to facilitate content for you lonely incels. You know, incels getting lonely and they need more content to ensure why they should still be lonely. All right, what do you want me to do? I got plenty of content already. You could go back to the back catalog. You can go back to our Vimeo catalog. I mean, I pretty much can't get excited about that type of content anymore. I can do it here and there, skis, one and twosies, but I can't really just keep talking about this all the time for you. Right, anyway. All right. People don't believe me. Is a guy in here that don't believe me? I don't know, man. It's crazy. I told you what it was. Oh, my goodness. Do I have to play the clips? They're going to make me play the clips. All right, anyway. Let me check on PayPal to see what's going on, because looks like PayPal ain't letting me sign in, the mother sucker. All right, hold on for a second. Let me refresh the screen. I was trying to do that. Let me see here. PayPal. Let me do it. It's PayPal over here. I realized there's some places that have their internets down. Facebook was down earlier. WhatsApp was down. Instagram was down for a little bit. But PayPal seems to be down just a little bit real quick here. But let's see what we got here. Let's see if there's some activities that we need to report on. Then we're going to get in here. Okay, we got, is this is from yesterday, so I think I can, no. Okay, yes, I got it. All right, that was from yesterday. Anyway, let's do this. It was a solar flare, I suppose. All right, something would happen here. All right, maybe a satellite fell out the sky. All right, there's butterflies in the sky. Butterflies in the sky, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's get into it. It's Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Okay.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, man. We are in Aruba. All right. This is my last full day in Aruba. I'll be back in the Desert Storm bunker, and definitely for next week's show. And we're going to have a good time. I know you guys like the studio setting more, but I got to do what I got to do out here. We got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have, let's see, where's the young lady at? Where did he go? I done moved the ish. Hold on for a second. Okay, I found it. All right, Straggle Sniggle Theater. We have a woman named April Jackson. April Jackson on this episode of Celebrities Junk. All right, presented by the Black Manosphere. All right, Celebrities Junk. We have a woman named April Jackson. If you guys don't know who she is the former Miss Universe for Jamaica. All right, I think I have it right. I'm trying to report this. I've never heard of her, but here it is right here. April Jackson. And I guess I'm giving it away here. That's her who's in a relationship right there. She previously was in a relationship with one Usain Bolt. So that makes sense. You know, she's Miss Universe. And then you have, what is his name? Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt sitting there. He was, you know, the fastest man in the world. There he is right there. And April Jackson is there, picture with Usain Bolt. But now, why is she being important here in this conversation? Well, April Jackson is recently on her Instagram coming out and saying she's in the Philippines. All right, there it is right here. So there's April Jackson on her destination vacation in the Philippines. And she has this to say about the type of men that she sees dating Filipina women. All right, so let's go ahead and see what she has to say here. Let's go ahead and pull this up.
The Philippines for the beautiful beaches. But are we not going to talk about the weird dynamic where it seems like these older, unattractive, below mediocre men seem to come and find their mojo with these women who look almost prepubescent? And I'm not saying they are, but they definitely look it. And is it even a problem? Some people think that it's fine because the women, they're getting their come up in life, they're living their best life, they're able to support their families back in their provinces, and they get to come to places like this and, you know, have holidays and be treated well. Then I'm like, the men, they seem to have this idea that because they picked up these gorgeous young ladies, that they therefore have a bigger penis. I don't know. For me, it is a little unsettling. It makes me uncomfortable, but I don't know if I'm bringing just my norm and judging through the wrong lens. And I just wondered, is it a problem? Should we be talking about it more? Because of course, yes, this is stunning, but there just seems to be something in the air that I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know that it doesn't make me feel good. But then who cares about my feelings? I just wondered, what does the internet think? Like, is it okay for old men to come here and have their pickings and basically use their wallet to buy the hearts? And there does seem to be a dynamic where the women have to like cling on to their every word and their every arm and really feed the ego. But again, maybe that's just what all men want. My darling, you're welcome. So we all came to the Philippines for the...
Okay, man, what do you think about this, man? God, all right, boy, you can't win as a man. You can't win. So apparently the guys who travel over there were losers back home, right? You guys don't want them back here. Apparently they weren't good enough to be back here and catching you ladies here on the Western Hemisphere. Okay, so they took their passport and went over there and they got them a nice fresh kitty. All right, that didn't have to fit into what the women's norm was, because April Jackson is 37 years old. Just so you know, she's 37 years old. She has, I think she has 2 kids. I tried to investigate her or look her up. It looks like she has 2 kids. It looks like she was dating Usain Bolt. And I don't know, man, I can't really tell, but she doesn't appear to be married. But she's there watching what the men have done by saying, okay, this doesn't work for me here. I'm going to go over here. And now they got to get and date the woman they want. Okay. And yes, isn't this the woman's dream, to be picked up from nothing by a guy who has resources and then just whisked away on destination beach vacations? Is this what women wanted? Well, they do want it, but they didn't want to do it on your terms. They wanted to do it on their terms. And now she's 37, looking at a 21-year-old Filipina, getting what she wants from a guy who she would reject outright if he was on the Western Hemisphere. Okay, if that guy was on the Western Hemisphere, she would outright reject that guy. Hell no. But he's over there with a prime piece of punani, and then she had to throw in the pedophile accusations. She had to throw in the accusation that he's a pedophile. She's prepubescent. Well, here's the problem. Almost all Filipina women look prepubescent. I don't even care how old they are. I mean, if you see a Filipina from across the room, I don't care where you find a Filipina, they're going to look young. All right. And that's called niatni. Not only do they look young, they tend to act young because there's no need for them to kind of grow up and mature into the strong, independent adult and a masculine version of the feminine. So they kind of maintain their femininity because they don't have to grow up in this harsh reality of them being the man, where on the Western Hemisphere, women are indoctrinated to be the man. So they take on these physical features of being independent and strong, aka thick, strong, whatever these things are, massive, overdeveloped, as I call it, overdeveloped. And then what happens is then they say, well, you shouldn't date a woman like that. Okay, first of all, if you go over to Southeast Asia, almost all the women look like that. Almost all the women are going to look like that, especially if they're below 35, sometimes below 40. And here she is over there hating from the sideline. What did you think was going to happen? You were going to go over there and get the pick of the litter, right? You were the pick of the litter. You were just going to be able to just say, all these guys are going to be over here sweating me. And they're not over there sweating you. And now you're mad at it. This is interesting take by her. And it just reeks of her trying to use a lot of gaslighting and a lot of accusations that are not proven, but you could probably trace it back and say, yes, guys prefer younger looking women. And that's what they went over there to get. They went over there to get younger looking women. They went over there to date 21-year-old women. Now, if they look younger than that, what are he supposed to do? Okay, I'll date the 40-year-old woman that look 27. Okay, instead of the 21-year-old woman, and she might look younger. Okay, but that's just what goes on over there. What do you think about that situation there? Just to give you some background information on her, what I looked up about her is she was also on a show called Apprentice, and she starred in the show. Apparently, she got fired from the show as of recent, and she is now 37 years old. What I'm looking at is she was 26, and Usain Bolt was 29 when they met, and they met through mutual friends. I did see that she was fired from a TV show. Some people were accusing her as she's stealing some money somewhere. And the look that she has, typically of what I see, is when women go over to that side of the world, if they want to date and they find men that are over there, the difficulty that they have is that the guys are already got their mouth fixed, pause, to date Asian women. Okay. If they went over there, they're not looking to date black women. Okay. If they went over there, they're not even looking to date white women, even though that there may be some over there. And you can just, for men that have experienced this, your appetite is set to get lings. Okay. You're not in Southeast Asia. You're not in Cambodia, Thailand. You're not in the Philippines and going, oh, there's a black woman. Let me put away all these lings and go over to the black woman. Somebody says she stole 12 million pounds from Usain Bolt. Interesting. So I think what she's experiencing, and people that know, they know, is that when you're over there, you kind of get focused on going after something that you went over there for, even if there might be an attractive version of another race, like a white woman. Let's say you like white girls. It happened to me too. Like when I was over there, I was in Vietnam, and I saw this two very attractive women from Sweden. They were blonde and blue-eyed. And I'm like, yeah, I like blonde and blue-eyed women. But not while I'm in the Philippines, not when I'm in Vietnam. I'm certainly not going to go for blonde and blue-eyed women. All right, I'm like, all right, no thank you. All right, I'll deal with that when I get over to Europe. All right, I'll deal with that when I get back to the United States. I'll go to California and pick up a whole bunch of those. Why waste my time that I have here to date a Swedish woman when I'm in the land of the lings? So that's an interesting take by her. That is Straggle and Sniggle Theater. She stole money from Usain Bolt. Let's pull that up real quick. April Jackson stole money. Let's see if we can pull that up just to see on Straggle stole money. Usain Bolt. It says she did not steal the money. Okay. The person centrally accused of the theft is an investor named Jean-Anne Panton. Okay. So someone else stole the money, according to my chat GPT. Now, if you guys know otherwise, let me know. Wow, that's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, thank you very much, man. Do me a favor, give me the likes. Don't pass the scroll, mugga mullo. We're going to bust out here and get over to these super chats real quick. And this is going to be a short, abbreviated show. I do have a phone call coming up here, but we're going to get this show in and out. Shout out to Jordan J. Says, coworker told me money is not important. Huh? Say people, say, how am I going to make it to the next month? Money's not important. Okay, there's a lot of people that cope about their realities. Well, money's not that important. I don't need these things. Well, go ahead and defeat yourself. Go ahead and shoot yourself in the foot if you want to. Me, on the other hand, all right, I got to do what I got to do to get out here and survive. Money's not that important. Okay, it's about love and family and friends. Sure. All right, that works for you. Go for it. We got some people over on Ko-Fi that I need to acknowledge. It is, man, we got a lot of them. Shout out to our brother here. No government name says, new Mitch's Fear Conundrum. Mitch's like Myron Gaines will say men need to help men, but also steal other men's work and never acknowledge the source. He says, I posted the timestamps on Myron stealing multiple of your origin ideas on locals. Shout out to you. Oh man, you know, we're going to talk about that here in a minute related to that. I would love to see that. I don't know if I can find it that briefly. You know, I would love to see that, and maybe I can do a show on that. But what tends to happen is there's a major amount of reactions going on for Here the Notorious One, and it's predictable. And the man space has been saying for a long time that women like to avoid accountability. Okay, they like to avoid accountability, and they have developed a lot of what they call female nature litmus tests for you to recognize when a woman's trying to manipulate you, when a woman's trying to do something to you where they don't want to hold accountability, right? Well, you guys saw what I said, all right? And it was clear as day is what I said, okay? Never said I invented anything. Never said that I own anything in terms of words. All I said is I made major contributions to this space, and that tends to be overlooked by a lot of content creators because obviously they see in what I'm doing, they did what most 99% of content creators that are male-centric would love to have what I have. Okay, not the demonetization, of course, but they would like to have the consistent audience, the ability to have consistency over a period of years. And that seems to be something that they don't want to say publicly. They don't want to say that publicly. So here's the thing. I said what I said, and it was clear as day. What I saw as a response is what I said the manosphere was going to become. And it became that yesterday. It became that. It was odd how fast they became the women holding no accountability. As much as they say women act like this, I've been saying for years that it's the men acting like this. Okay. My man said, somebody said I haven't evolved. I mean, I don't know. Has he been watching me? All right. For the last 2 years, I've completely changed in direction significantly, interesting enough. But okay. But here's the thing. When you talk about, in my book, The Evolution, I have in there in one of the chapters 11 predictable rebuttals. And I said, this is how people are going to respond to this, because typically what happens, they're going to respond to it very predictably. They're not going to say, you know what, he has a point. Okay. Now, the people who support me would be like, he has a point. All right. You guys have seen it. If you look at my comment section on my video, most of them, 70, 80, 90% was like, yeah, I mean, what you said makes sense. Now, the people who really don't have any interest in promoting me, but they kind of use my stick. They kind of see CGA as kind of, you know, what is, they've been kind of riding the wave of, you know, oh, okay, watching me and shit like this. They immediately went to gaslighting. Immediately. It was like immediate. So what you have to recognize is that the patterns of gaslighting is that once you say something that completely makes sense, they're going to outright deny it. All right. That's not true. Okay. Which we didn't hear that much of. What we heard was just gaslighting. Well, you don't own words. So we saw deflect and redirect. Deflect, redirect. You don't own words. Other people said this before. One content creator put in their live stream. It was a very small live stream, but it popped up because it's a topic of conversation. Coach Greg Adams says he owns Thailand, passport, and travel tricking, or whatever it was. I can't remember the title, and I couldn't even find it because this morning I had a lot. So the title of the stream, it says, Coach says he owns traveling to Thailand, which I never said. But this is a deflect redirect or a red herring. Okay. Right. They were saying, you don't own trips to Thailand. What? When did I say I originated traveling to Thailand? So what they're doing is they're trying to find ways to rearrange the argument so that it's disagreeable, right? And now the people who didn't see my argument, they're going to be like, Coach is tripping. Obviously, he doesn't own the Thailand. People are going to say people have been traveling before CGA. I never said nobody traveled before CGA. That's not what I was saying if you heard the original clip. But of course, people are not going to use my clip. They're going to use MTR's clip. They're going to use his clip of where he completely did not address the argument. What else did they do? They didn't say things like you don't own words. Never said I own words. What I said was that sounds similar to what I branded, which I wrote a book about, my channel is about. That sounds similar. Well, just because it has the same words doesn't mean another person can't use it. Okay, interesting. So today's show is called Celebrities Junk. Today's show is called Celebrities Junk. This should be fair game, correct? I should be able to say on a daily basis, I could use Celebrities Junk and nobody can say I stole that from anyone, correct? Is that what we're saying today? Now, I changed it to Celebrities Junk instead of the Celebrity Junk, so it's not the same. Those are two different words. That's not the same. See, the Celebrity Junk is what he says his channel is. Mine's is just Celebrities Junk. He doesn't own the words. So it's not the same. According to their logic. According to their logic. What else did we see? Well, we also had the trivialization of feelings. I brought up a legit conversation about what it was. Guess what? You sound like you acting like a woman. You sound like a woman. Completely trivializing the conversation. Not addressing the topic at all. Coach, you a bitter old man. A bitter old man? Because I said he could have called it anything but free bro travel lifestyle or whatever he was going to call it. That was where I was aiming at. He could have called it anything and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But I said, that sounds close to my book, The Free Agent Lifestyle. Oh, you sound like a jealous old woman. It's like, what? Huh? Then we heard gaslighting. He's in a midlife crisis. So was I in a midlife crisis before I brought that up or after? Now I'm in a midlife crisis. Was I in midlife crisis beforehand or after? I'm confused now because not many people were saying I was in a midlife crisis beforehand. Now all of a sudden I'm in a midlife crisis. Again, deflect, redirect, not even addressing the situation, completely going over here, typically what women do. And I said that that's what they were going to do. I told you, I said, that's what they're going to do to handle this. What did NTR did? I didn't even know. Look over there. It was them. It was the chat. I was just bringing up names. I was just bringing up the names in the chat. It wasn't me. It was them over there. It was the one-armed man. It's just like, what? Okay. That's neither here nor there. It sounded like you said that was the first name you brought up. And you said, whatever I'm going to coin. Now, what I'm going to do is chase you off the 3-point line. I don't want you to shoot the 3. So what I'm going to do is chase you off that line. Yeah, that one sounds too close to what I have. That's all my argument was. Come up with something else. Oh, man, you should have handled this privately, not publicly. Now that I have everybody's attention, guess what he's not going to name it? Free bro lifestyle. I can guarantee you he's not. Okay. He's not going to name it that. If I would have done it privately, he probably could have said, go fuck yourself, like he already did previously to me multiple times. Go fuck yourself, CG. I don't care about you. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about your feelings at all. Here's a thumbnail of you saying you're stupid. So handling privately hasn't helped. I asked him to change the thumbnail. Hey, could you change that thumbnail? That doesn't make me look very representative. I mean, would you put out a video of Kevin Samuels or Osei Duke Jackson or AMS and circle him and say he's stupid? I asked him to do that. I asked him through his people. He never changed it. So I guess handling it privately didn't work. Now, am I supposed to care about his feelings? He obviously doesn't care about mine. And he wants to say, man, you know, I'm going to call him after I do my live stream on him and just be completely disingenuous. I think I'll call him and have a conversation with him. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, 2 other content creators reached out on his behalf to settle this. Okay. I won't name who they are, but 2 other content creators contacted me. It was like, hey, coach, man, look, man, you know, you a legend. It's MTR. I like both of y'all. Let's squash this shit. Oh, really? Well, these are the issues that I address with him. Why don't you tell him to handle that first? But now you want me. Okay. Now you want me to squash the shit now that I went out. Now that I went off on him. See, he was throwing it over there first. I let him do the multiple reaction videos. I let him put the thumbnail up there that says he's stupid. He's angry. I let him do that. But now, hey man, why don't we squash this shit? Squash what? All I said was free bro lifestyle doesn't work for me, brother. That don't work for me. Now they want me to be the mature one and take the high road. Well, I've been sitting here for years watching O'Shea Duke Jackson make video after video after video after video. Rollo Tomasi, video. These people have made 8, 10, 12, 14 videos on me. I have made 0, not one. I want you to think about this. Over the last 8 years, I've made no videos on any of these people. Haven't been in their comment section, didn't make a response video to their video, nothing. As soon as I do it once, here they come. Hey, y'all, man, let's squash this beef. There's no beef. I'm not beefing with anybody. Now they want me to squash it. Now they want me to stop talking and defending myself. Listen. Okay. That's all I asked. But guess what? They trivialized my feelings. They countered with, man, I don't think it worked. I don't think it went like that, coach. They shifted the blame back to me. Then they also were saying that I was insecure about it. You don't own no words. People been saying it before you, Myron. People been saying it before you. Okay. You didn't say it first. All right, denying at this point. Oh, okay. So when you look at this entire situation, I didn't beef. I basically said what I said, and I said, this is where my problem is. It was pretty straightforward. Then he jumped on the internet, and then I said, okay, we're going to have to go for it. But all I'm going to tell you is the truth. All right, nothing was emotional. If you created a book, if you wrote a book, and somebody comes up and says, I'm going to come up for a concept similar to that concept, using a name that's similar, you have every right to be like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Okay, just make sure it's not that. You can call it whatever you want, but you can't do that. All right. And what you were describing was that, and the name started to sound similar. That's too much close similarities to be a coincidence. Plus, like I said, I know someone that worked for you. He works close with me now, and he already knows that this is what you do. Yeah, niggas be calling it blue magic. All right. I was like, that sounds too close to blue magic. Well, it ain't the same though. You don't own words. So yeah, well, that's where things are. And unfortunately, that's where things were left. And I said, man, could somebody come up with a rational argument as to why I was wrong instead of gaslighting me, calling me names, right? I mean, people are going to say, well, you called him a name. Okay, let's go back. Did I do that initially? No, that was later on. Originally, that wasn't my conversation. My conversation was directed specifically at what I was talking about. Nobody had a rational argument. Nobody did. Everybody just started calling me names. Oh, he sounds like the feminine one. MCR is a masculine. He's old. He's bitter. He's jealous. He's angry. It's like, he's a trick. He copied other people. This is like, what the fuck? Okay. Like, wow, man, this is incredibly dumb. And like I said, the black manosphere has always been a rest haven for hoes. The manosphere is a disaster at this point. The men are the new women, CGA. And nobody came up with a legit argument. One content creator said CGA claims to have created traveling as a headline, as a title of his stream. He claims that he invented traveling to Thailand. I tell you, man, it's a despicable disgrace, bro. I mean, god dang. I mean, these people can't have one rational argument. That's unbelievable. Anyway, we do have a little bit more. The main event coming up here. Main event, Haha Davis is coming up. we have a couple more contributors to today's show that we need to acknowledge before we get up out of here. Shout out to our brother. Major League says, Coach, you are winning. He says, you are teaching the youths. You revitalize traveling. He says, you taught us not to lead with your wallet, but skills that will make foreign women fall in love with you. Shout out to you. But of course, guys' insecurity is money, so they're going to think you bought it. Okay. If you say you bought pussy one time, they think every time you do it, you buying it. Like, that's how men do it. They can't rationalize. Oh, you said you did it once? That means everybody you did, you triggered on everybody. And you have to pay because you can't get. Right? Somebody says, if you don't copyright something, listen, this is not true, just so you know. Right? Okay. People are saying if you don't copyright it, it's not true. If I title a book something and you're going to come up with something similar to that, well, the title of the book just establishes that you created it previously. The person can use that book title, but to claim that you know the person and then using something similar to the book title would be infringement at that point. And then that's a deeper conversation. But that is a lawsuit nonetheless. Whether I would win it is a different story, but that's enough to file a lawsuit. Then you would have to go for it. By the way, it's hard to trademark something simply by a title. Copyright or trademark a title. Okay, it would have to be a series of things, and that's even further down the road. So nobody can really copyright that unless there was something else more to that. But people are really dumb. You know what I mean? People will be like, oh, man, he can really say, guys, he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. But it's really simple. It's close to my philosophy. Can we agree to that? It was treading close. It's like standing close to the water and you fall in. That's what we're talking about. Oh man, these people get all weird with it. Well, he can say what he wants. It's not trademarked to copyright. Everybody can agree that that's what the discussion was. He's close to me enough to know that would be pretty close to then say he's going to create and coin a whole group and a philosophy related to that. Well, you could have joined the free agent lifestyle at that point. Oh man, I don't know. Deep conversation. Now they get into the whole, trademark and copyright. It's not that deep, guys. It is not that deep. It is not that deep. We know what we're talking about. Don't kick that can all the way down the road and try to open up a can of worms over here and then direct or redirect. Niggas going way too crazy. He says, somebody look. And then he says, that means they're admitting that they actually stole it. Well, he can't sue because he didn't copyright it. So you stole it. So you're saying you stole it. So you're saying it's close enough for me to sue, but I didn't copyright it. So is that what you're saying? Right? They're just saying, well, I don't need your permission, right? I don't need you to address it. I can just steal it. Is that what you're saying? You see what you're saying, man. I'm telling you, man, black men, the things that they do to black men and try to get away with it, then claim Christopher Columbus and the white people stole their shit is mind-boggling. Somebody says MTR's chat suggested that he use it. That's what he said. Correct. We're still correct on that one. That's irrelevant. Why is that relevant? Somebody answer, why is that relevant? These people going all over the place. So you're saying it was close to are you saying it's close to the free agent lifestyle? Let's go back to the beginning. Is that close to the free agent lifestyle? That was my point. Who cares who suggested it to him? Does that change anything? What are y'all doing, man? What is wrong with these people sometimes? Then black people claim that everybody stole their shit. He said he was thinking about doing it. Does that change anything? Does that change anything for you? Okay, I was thinking about naming a baseball team the Las Vegas A's. I'm thinking about it. Okay, and they contact me and say, stop thinking about it. That's basically what I said. Yeah, don't think about that. You can stop thinking about that. That's basically was my point. Yeah, I heard what you're thinking about. If I don't say anything, he does it. And then I respond. But if he says I'm thinking about it, I can contact him and say, stop thinking about it. Try again. Think about something else. Does that change anything that he says he was thinking about it? No, it doesn't. He brought it up and I said, think about something else. That is perfectly fine. Okay. Somebody says, he didn't know about the free agent lifestyle and he had been to Thailand 10 years prior. Irrelevant. I think I have to get to where I'm only doing content for about 5% of my audience. You're bringing up issues that are irrelevant. I don't care where he went. What's wrong with people? Who cares? Him going to Thailand is not my problem. I never cared about him going to Thailand. When did I say I had a problem with him going to Thailand? Anybody? I never said I have a problem with him traveling now. I never really cared. I never said that there was an issue with him traveling. I like that he travels. But a lot of people are bringing up issues that are not important to the conversation. I don't care when he went to Thailand. I don't care if he went and came back. I don't care if he moves there. It was never my problem. I never cared about that. What I said was, do I have to repeat it? Do I have to repeat it? Yes, I mean, it's not that hard, guys. This is an easy one, and a lot of people are really going far further than it needs to go. It just simply was, don't think about naming it that. Name it something else. Ay, ay, ay. This is where this is very, very tough. It's a very tough, man. Look, get your money mindset on. The link is in the description box below. Oh man, a lot of short bus people in here, and the passport bros then was like, "Oh, Coach think he invented traveling." What? What are we talking about? Yay. All right, just say, you know what, Coach? On the basis of what you brought up, it does sound similar. That's not that hard to figure out. When you're doing all these other things, you're basically confirming that I was correct. It's similar. All these things you're bringing up basically suggest that I was correct. It was similar. Yeah, he already said he went to Thailand. Yeah, okay, so you're saying it's similar. Oh, well, you didn't copyright it. So you're saying it's similar. Oh, he didn't know. The chat said, so you're saying it's similar. You're confirming everything that I'm saying by trying to argue something else. Oh, you're saying you made up travel. Let's go back. So you're saying it's similar. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's go back to, I got some super chats here. All I said was I established this. That what he sounds like he's doing it similarly. Tough conversation for small-minded people. He says, everybody says similar sayings. Do they have a book? Again, the short bus. Is there a... Okay, so do they have a book? So I have a book, a channel establishing this, that he's reviewed several of the videos. He says he's not aware of it and didn't read the book, but you would basically say that could be impossible. All right, you've reviewed several of his videos. Then your philosophy is going to sound similar. Is it okay to say, okay, how about this one? What was the original point for him changing the verbiage? This is, look. Watch this. This is where I'm gonna get people. What was the original point of him changing to what he was gonna change to? Somebody answer that question. Uh-oh. Remember, what was the no. What was the point of him changing the original word? Remember, he was going, I don't want to use passport, bro, because he didn't want to be associated with passport bros because he dissed them previously. So he didn't want to sound like passport bro. That was the original point of him saying, I want to be separate from that. So if he wants to be separated from those words, that was why he came up with these words. But now those words sound similar to my words. It's the same conversation. He's avoiding similarities. He's avoiding what comes with that life, what comes with the association. However, he changed it to a word similar to what comes to the association with me. So at that point, I'm like, well, that sounds like it's associated with me. Okay. He says, you've already shown that he's moved in bad faith already with how he portrayed you in the clickbait, for sure. Yeah. I mean, so he's already moved in bad faith with me with the clickbait. All right. I'm like, he already clickbaiting with the titles and saying CGA got roasted and he's stupid. I'm like, he's already moving weird with me already. So I'm like, okay, I gotta stand up because he's already moving weird with me already. So I have to say, let's just nip it in the bud and stop it before it starts. He says, I'm using too many syllables for these niggas. For real, bro. I'm using too many syllables. It's trying to simplify something that's simple, and they're trying to go about the way to avoid saying, yeah, nigga, it was similar, by coming up with all this other shit that don't matter. Just say it's similar, period. It's similar. Just admit, yeah, nigga, okay, it's similar, nigga. Okay, fuck it. But now they gotta hear and copyright and sue and this and that and they jumping around here, you old and bitter. Just say, okay, it's similar, but he says they ankle biting and getting upset because you kicking them off. For real, just go down to the basis of the conversation. Oh, he's saying he invented something. Didn't say that. I just said what he's suggesting. Oh, well, the chat suggested it. All this shit means nothing. At the end of the day, it's similar. God damn, these men argue like women. It's unbelievable, man. Well, people use words all the time that are similar. People literally associated with each other do this. God damn, bruh. That simple. That motherfucking simple. Golly. All right, anyway. Just making it too complicated. It's not that hard. Just be like, nigga, MTR, name it something else so we can move the fuck on, all right? That's what he could have said. You know what? I'm going to name it something else. I'm not even considering naming it that. All right, anyway. Shout out to Mr. G says, Coach, got the Black Air Force One energies out. Shout out to you. Got them Black Air Force One energies. We got the celebrity junk. Let's see how many people say CCGA stealing a title. But I thought, oh, words don't matter. Words don't matter. Words don't matter. You can use, somebody else can use your words. Shout out to Larry C says, those manos queers trying to have a ball and get testy with you have no clue who they're messing with. I'd give my left nut to see you continue to roast and sack them into oblivion. In other news, my daughter turned 16 today. My wallet ain't got the stomach. Shout out to you, hashtag the shield. Yeah, how about that? Look, oh, he should be more mature than that. He should be more mature. Huh? Then what? He should just be more mature about it. He should be the bigger guy. Okay, let's go back to the conversation. Is what he said similar? Are y'all slow? Are y'all slow? They slow, man. They slow as fuck. Okay. Shout out to our brother Larry C. I'm sorry. MC Hampshire says, Coach, I do anything for my kid, even delete one if I had to, but I won't get in shape and eat better. Expand my skill set, reduce drinking, or boss up. Shout out to you. A lot of guys have that philosophy. All right. They're not going to do that at all. 100%. My man said they attacking everything but the point. What is the point of the conversation? All right. And then adding to the point, he created travel. Oh my goodness gracious. What do we got here? Shout out to our brother. It is Mo. He says 42-year-old Gen Xers, Gen Z are just jealous that we are living our lives and we are not part of the BS community. I am Latino and have been over to 25 countries in this summer, going back to Thailand to enjoy the beach and to see Mexican fiestas and festivities of the flatback kind. We say the flatback time. He says CGA rock. Shout out to you going back to Thailand and enjoying some sea Mexicans, some flatback sea Mexicans. All right. And you're already a Mexican or you're Latino. Enjoy yourself over there. Have fun. Dinero Tranquillo says, what I found is that women really have a problem when they are aged out. Chick I know is in her feelings that I date younger women. When she dated older men in her prime, she never had a rebuttal for that. I was square now. I bossed up, muscled up, and grew a beard. Now she's mad. That one I don't get is when they say that you can't date younger women, but they dated older men when they were younger. They're like, the reason why I don't like age gap relationships, and then proceeds to say they engaged in age gap relationships. It's like, wait. I don't like age gap relationships because when I was 19, when I was 26, I dated. Okay, wait a minute. So let's correct this. Age gap relationship didn't work for you. Okay. Age gap relationship didn't work for you, but now you're saying that you wouldn't do it now that you're out of the age range of the man, older men dating you. Now that you're 29 and 37, now you look at it as, okay, it didn't work out for me. It's like, all right. Anyway, somebody said Zoom high value lifestyle. That's another one. Why didn't he name it Zoom to freedom? Why didn't he name, why didn't this chat say, how about Zoom to freedom? Okay, hold on for a second. Hey, MTR, because since I'm good at marketing and shit, here's a title for you right here. And Zoom to freedom. Okay, why didn't he name it that? I'll wait. You know why he did it? Because he knew he couldn't. Because he knew that motherfucker would have called him out. He'd have been like, hey, yeah, hold up. But I've been stealing for CGA for a minute, so let me just go ahead and sneak that. Because everybody would have knew immediately. The Zoom bros. Zoom to freedom. Zoom to passport. Zoom to Zoom to Asia. Zoom to lifestyle. Everybody would have immediately been like, wait a minute. But of course, if Richie Mac would have came out and said, you know what, MTR, that sounds a little bit too close to Zoom to Thailand, would they would have called him old and bitter? All right, that's crazy as fuck. People funny as fuck, man. Shout out to our brother there. Trinicia says the NWO wants men and women hating on each other when this is the most critical time in history that we need to come together. What was your intent of the talking point? Most people are lonely and horny. I don't think women living in fear and scarcity is a good thing. Well, guys, those things I can't handle. You know, if you wanted me to create solutions to bring people together, well, it's too late. All right. Just like where we are economically, gentlemen and ladies, it's too late. I've been telling you for years that we're going to be here. It's time to boss up. Anybody trying to fix this at this point, I actually can point you to multiple people economically that saying there's no fix to this. All right. There's been several things that have been hurting you. The housing market, 2008 crash hurt you, COVID hurt you, and Trump's tariffs literally is the straw that's breaking the camel's back with inflation. It ain't coming down. You better hope and motherfucking pray. And the propaganda is real. The divide and conquer is real. You have too many divisive forces. I'm not trying to help you with this. What I'm trying to help you do is individually survive this. Okay. And if I can affect 5% of my audience to get them to survive, I did a good job. If I can get 5% of my audience to survive this by me helping them as part of one of the few people to help them, that's fine with me. But hey, sink or swim, motherfuckers. Sink or swim. You know, put up or shut up. Talk shit or get hit. What do I tell you? There's the only thing left is the boss up. That's why we arrived at the boss up. There's only one solution left, and that's the boss up. Ain't nobody coming to help you. Nobody's bringing anybody together. The divide and conquer has already been set, etched in stone. We're divided across the board. There's too much division. I mean, there's division amongst black men. We could start there. There's division between black men and black women. There's division between conservatives and liberals. There's Democrats and Republicans. There's Bloods and Crips. There's gender war, male versus female, female versus male. There's also gay and transgender versus regular gay people. There's bisexual closeted manosphere men against masculine men. There is the passport thing. There's the Western Hemisphere versus the Eastern Hemisphere. There's BRICS versus the Allied forces. There is damn, I had a couple of other ones that I could have named here. There's generational divide between the boomers and the Gen Z. Okay. The generational divide and the blaming from the boomers and the Gen Z. There's division across the board. Across the board. I mean, you know, there's just division between the people who believe, like, you could just take one event, the event against that Carmelo Anthony kid. How do you feel about that event? Completely divided, right across the board. So with that being said, I don't have time to put all these pieces together. Yep, religious divides between the Muslims and the Jews. Look at all the manosphere bisexuals out here talking about the Jews every week, every day, to be honest. So now there's the Christians versus the Jews in our country. There's there's way too many divisions that if anybody says we need to come together, I think you're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. I don't have time to even worry about no come together bullshit. All right. As a black people, we need to stick together. That sounds like a dumb idea. First of all, it's never been an idea. So let's continue. Blacks have never been together. Okay. And you can't expect blacks or anybody to be together. All right. Americans in general. I think Americans in the 80s seem to be having a lot of propaganda of sticking together. But even people think back then that wasn't a possibility. But you got sex workers versus you got women who are sex workers and non-sex workers. You got niggas that like to buy pussy and don't buy pussy. You got guys that want a cold approach and don't want a cold approach. You guys got guys that want to date and don't want to date. Okay. You think I'm going to do this simple idea of bringing people together is ridiculous, bro. You got division just among languages in our country. Just amongst people speaking different languages can't come together. So I don't have any time to think about people coming together as a solution because it's never going to happen. So I'm just going to say it's boss up time. Anybody that thinks that's going to happen, you're living a fantasy. Yeah, people who are look AI, people who want AI, people who want. Dude, I was listening to a video. Okay, I was listening to a video of guys say, and this is what I see, and I just cringe when I see this video. I do get triggered. And he said, can we go back to the days? As soon as I hear that, some bullshit about to come out of his mouth or her. Soon as I hear, can we go back to whatever he gonna say, I can disqualify it because that was then, this is now. Right? Can we go back to the days? He said, can we go back to the days where people had jobs that didn't have social media and didn't try to create a course and didn't try to become famous and didn't try to post on the internet? And I'm also hearing women saying they don't like when men post on the internet. Men need to just go get a job. Don't post on the internet. So that's just women defending their territory just to have social media offer themselves. And some men will fall for it. But he said men used to have jobs and they used to go to those jobs. They didn't used to post or report on it. And they weren't trying to be content creators and this type of shit. And I'm like, since the year 2000, 20% of jobs have been erased. And another 20% of jobs that exist today did not exist before the year 2000. If you just wanted to say that 20% seems to represent the amount of people today that want to be influencers and posting on content and selling courses and shit, it seems like that's that 20% a representation of modern tools of technology. So people don't have to do those jobs anymore just based on the fact that there's not a necessity for them. But people aren't going to say that. They're just going to go with, can we go back in the days where people had a job and they just went and, plow fields and, shuck hay? Yeah, bro, that shit is dead. Nobody needs nobody to fucking clean toilets like that no more. Nobody needs anybody to take your fucking film roll and develop it, nigga. Nobody needs that anymore. Nobody needs, remember, old people. Remember there was a little hut where now it's a smog hut. You used to drive up to it and drop your film off and they will tell you to come back in an hour. We don't need that no more. We don't need that no more. That's not an industry anymore. It's not that hard to figure out. Like, now we have digital photos and we can just download our shit and post it directly to the Instagram because there's an Instagram now. When people say, can we go back to, it's literally them using revisionist history to go back to some comfort position where it was better. It's better when now today it's worse. And then they get people wrapped up in these emotions. This is the same as people say, we need to come together as a solution and then think that one day we're going to come together and it's going to solve all the problems. It's not. Hey, you out for yourself, nigga. You out for yourself, man. Hey, don't think that your solution is going to center around people uniting because it's not going to happen, bro. So move the fuck on with your life. Get a life. Figure this shit out. It's not that complicated. But what people don't want to do is they're scared. They don't want to figure the shit out. They don't. Okay. The people who start winning, they don't want to help you motherfuckers. They don't. Hustle Every Day says, wow, O'Shea talking shit. Damn coach, free agent lifestyle for life is winning. He says your production sucks. Okay. There I am. Just, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that one. It sucks. Okay. Thank you for your critique. I'll ramp up my production just for you, my friend, my pal. But again, remember, was that a part of the conversation initially? Nope. That wasn't even a part of the conversation. All that because I said, don't name it free bro lifestyle. Now all of a sudden, my production sucks. I stole his whole style. Okay. I mean, I literally, he feels that. But what I didn't steal was his ugly ass looks. All right. Look, maybe I just stole your style and I just look better doing it. Can we agree to that? Can we agree to that, sir? I mean, nobody wants to see you doing it. That's why you don't show your face about what 89% of the time we see a video, your face ain't in it. All right. And that's not a surprise. Why put your face on it? But me, my face is on damn near everything. All right. It's stamped, nigga. My handsome face. You ain't gonna see me post nothing without my fucking face on it. So there's that. I mean, my face on every goddamn thing that I do. Meanwhile, I bet if you put your face on everything, I guarantee you nobody gonna buy shit. Nobody gonna listen to you if you put that ugly ass gorilla grill out there for everybody to see to talk your shit. Put your ugly ass face on your thumbnails. Put your ugly ass face on a book cover. Put your ugly ass face on anything you do in terms of you publish. I put pictures of myself and put a tweet on it and post that shit. A picture of me doing something. Now I guarantee you wouldn't do it. You put your ugly ass face on any goddamn thing, and you know you ugly. He knows he's ugly. This isn't something that he's not aware of. That's why he's aware not to put himself in the picture, right? Any video he does, his face is never in it, and that's a smart business move for you, sir. All right, it's a smart business move. I don't know, man. And shout out to Ron C says, shout out to the coach gang. Anyway, shout out to you, Ron C. Let's get in here and do the main event. He knows I'm right, though. He knows I'm right. Here come the people saying I'm throwing shots and beefing. I've never made a reaction video on him in 8 or 9 years. I've never made one video. Him or anybody else in 8 or 9 years on YouTube. Now go to his catalog, Google him and me, and see what happens. Okay, I'm one of his most highest viewed videos when he puts my face on the thumbnail, and that kind of proves my point. I didn't start this shit. It is what it is. All right, anyway, let me see right here. We got main event here, topic here. Speaking of celebrity junk, we got celebrity junk here. A comedian named Ha Davis. I guess his real name is Carlos Davis. If you guys don't know, the internet has comedians, y'all. A lot of the people that are doing skits are actual comedians, or they actually became comedians as a result of them becoming popular doing skits. So instead of getting monetized and using AdSense and doing live streaming and podcasting, they said, no, we're going to go get that acting bag. We're going to go to Hollywood. We're going to cross over. We're going to do tours, which is a great thing to do, right? That's a great thing to pocket. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there, and there's a lot of competition. So a lot of these dudes, as a backup, have YouTube channels. Now, he did mention on Shannon Sharp's channel that he has a YouTube channel. He has multiple millions of subscribers, but he says he only makes $400 a month off YouTube because he posts such short form content. And that's another blue chip there for money mindset people, that even these people are trying to figure out how to make money on these platforms, but they're not doing it right. And he was complaining to Shannon Sharp that he only made $400 for 20 million views on YouTube Shorts, which I said, you're not going to get paid doing shorts. You got to get a lot of millions of views. You got to do long form content. They're having that conversation, a conversation that I've had many times with people in the money mindset. So YouTube Shorts are something that helps you in addition to you doing, but you're not going to make a lot of money just doing that. So with that being said, let me take you back to this conversation about him. And this is not shade at him, but this is a tough conversation about these closeted bisexuals. They're masquerading as men, but they do have some deep trauma related to butt-broken behavior of them giving up the booty hole, or their ancestors giving up the booty hole. Or maybe it's a regional thing. A lot of guys seem to be in Atlanta oriented to this type of behavior. They flock to Atlanta from other places around the country to go over there and participate in this behavior. And they have women as their front, as their beard. Okay. So this is Ha Davis. He's known for doing skits. This is his girlfriend. They claim that she's also famous as well. I had difficulty finding her Instagram, but I did see that it existed. Oh, I do believe she has an OnlyFans. I believe she does. I don't know what she does on it, but I might be wrong about that. But I think at one point she did have OnlyFans. All right. But the reason I'm telling you that is not to make, don't read too much into it. I'm not saying that she's a bad woman. What I'm saying is a lot of these people masquerade as strong influencers. that have girlfriends and they got to find girlfriend. But what did I say? A lot of these guys are going to have to get in relationships with women who have this digital footprint. Okay. So, but they claim that she's an entrepreneur, she's a model, she creates bikinis or some shit like that. And then also the OnlyFans, which is probably most of her income. All right. So let's give you an example of his work here, just so people don't know. I'm gonna give you 2 examples of his work. His main work is centered around him yelling and screaming. All right, just so you guys know, that's his shtick. So he reviews things like this.
Big fella, I'll take your fucking dreads and put them on my horse. Oh, your last name Williams, right? You will be dead. You don't let me go, big fella. I'm from Serbia and I'll be serving real time. I'll kill you, nigga. Go get my brother. Big fella thought he was in a Batman movie for real. Why so serious? I'm Batman where I'm from, nigga.
All right, so that's his main shtick, is that he screams a lot. All right, and that's how I know him. Normally when I see him, I know he's going to probably engage in some yelling and screaming, so I pretty much will skip his stuff. I'm not into too much of the skits, or this is not my thing where I watch on social media as an entertainment source. However, there are people, they make a lot of money doing this, just so you know. This is also him as well.
What's up, baby? Kids, you want to see me?
Yeah, go ahead and sit down.
What, baby? What's going on? I ain't behind on nothing. Wait, what? I regret to inform you that you have been suspended from all relationship activities for the next 3 days. You serious? For excessive arguing and hollering in my house. Baby, I didn't do that stuff.
You're yelling right now exactly why you are suspended.
Man, that's some bullshit. I can't go to those 72 hours. It's some bullshit. Let's go upstairs and make love.
Sit your ass down, finish reading this letter before this coochie asks for a transfer.
You trying me now.
It's in black and white.
No recess during Netflix and chill for a quickie. Man, I want to talk to your superior. Where your mom at?
All right, so you know, the old the old step and fetch it, the old yelling, screaming, the old, this is like stereotypical behavior of people trying to become famous through this, right? There's a lot of comedians that are doing this now. I wish I could name them, but I'm not good with names. But there's about 7 of them, maybe 8, and there's some trying to get into that lane and compete. To me, this is good around, I guess, people that are in Atlanta and Washington, D.C. and places like this. This is good humor to me. To me, is not much to me. All right. Some people got it. Yeah. Kind of like the Abba Dabba Dabba relationship material where he gets played by the girl. There's a lot of this content out. I'm tired, boss. Okay. My woman getting over on me type shit. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Shout out to him. No hate to him, but I can't watch stuff like this. No, most of these guys, I might be subscribed to them, but I don't watch their skits for very long. Country Wayne's another one of these guys. Love Country Wayne, by the way. Okay. But that seems to be centered around what I call the Chitlin circuit. Chitlin circuit. So anybody look up Chitlin circuit and you'll understand. And look up the dozens, the history of the dozens. The history of the dozens goes back to plantation or post-plantation activity where the, I guess you could say the slaves, or you could even go further back, further forward and say the Jim Crow era Negroes would go through their tough times by yelling, screaming, scouting, and playing the dozens and snapping and cracking on you and shit like this. This is where this comes from, the Chitlin circuit activity and behavior. But anyway, just as minstrel shows. This is basically what it is, minstrel shows with real Negroes. I don't have a connection to this type of material, but it is what it is. It's been around for a long time. And Martin Lawrence was in that type of content as well, just so you know. Okay. But this is what he's famous for. And a lot of people have used the medium of social media to make it new and refreshing. And it's great. But here's where it's not great. Apparently, this individual named HaHa Davis has admitted and revealed on the Shannon Sharpe show of all shows, gentlemen, of all shows, the Shannon Sharpe show, which I've been saying, gentlemen, you have to follow me here. There is a homo bisexual agenda going on the internet with you black men, and not just black men, with you men in general. The manosphere has been infiltrated by this Fugazi maggot info. And I shared a couple of examples early on in the show. But he went to Shannon Sharp, who's already been accused of doing some very questionable behavior, suspect, if you will. He invited him on to discuss this, in which he revealed that, according to this, he revealed he let another man sleep with his wife while he watched, and it hurt his pride. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say this is a joke. All right. And the reason I'm going to say it's a joke is because he's a comedian. But I'm going to say that it's probably credible because she has an OnlyFans. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, I already know she's in that type of entertainment. So women that are in that type of entertainment will say, well, it's just work and don't worry about it. And they'll bring them over and engage in that type of behavior. And then additionally, Cassie and people like Daphne Joy engaged in that behavior and loved it, but then was able to portray themselves as a victim, right? Although they orchestrated a lot of this shit. So I'm going to say I believe it just simply based on the fact, initially I thought it was a joke because a lot of guys go in there and tell jokes, but now I'm going to say that this is true. Okay, so let's go back to the video here on Club Shay Shay, which again, Club Shay Shay, another one of these things that you have to look at and go, man, this infiltration of anti-masculine behavior is outrageous at this point. Club Shay Shay. And I'm not jumping to conclusions here. He says, he's on swinging with my girlfriend. My heart still hurts. Let's take it to the video.
Those in that though.
Y'all have it?
We have. I just try to keep me happy. Like we've done those swing. They call it swinging. Yeah, we did a little swinging.
She agreed to it?
Yeah, we did a little swinging. But
oh Lord,
dang, yeah. You don't want nobody else doing it to your lady.
That's what I'm saying, though. So what did she say with hey, Carlos?
No, after we got done, she tried to come get the hell off of me. I just seen that man put you. I'm talking about he done turned you away but loose. I didn't left her with him. You hear me? Cool. Because it was like when you want to have fun, you want to have fun in your life. That was, you know what I mean?
That was a one-time thing, though, right?
Oh, of course. I would never allow that to happen here.
But
I never let it happen again. Because you can't get that image out your head.
No, that big old. I mean, what if it was somebody like me, sweating, muscles getting everywhere?
Yeah.
I mean, Shannon just put himself in the room. Just so you guys know, he put himself in the room. Like, what you guys think I'm jumping to conclusions? There is definitely male content to gay pipeline going on here in the male space. Okay, any content creator that has a large male audience typically pivots their content to indulge in these conversations, in which I would have none. All right, I'm not having these conversations. Okay, these conversations are not, I'm not saying that I see a transgender 10 and be like, yeah, that's better than having a 1. And that's better than having a fat black woman. I'm going to go with the transgender 10. Some of y'all like to have these conversations, which I'm going to tell you, you're closeted bisexual. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. I would never be indulging in this conversation. I'd be like, man, save that shit for yourself. I don't want to know any of this. All right, any of this crazy shit that you do, you already on my list. All right, I'm just going to put you on my list as people to not associate with and hang out with or get drunk or high with, and that's enough. No more details needed. But you guys like to indulge in these conversations and details. But here we go.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And a full plate.
Yeah. He was doing so good. I said, I know she don't want this after that. I know you don't. It ain't no way you want this after what he just did.
But ain't no way you could be in the same. You got to be in another room and just to put it in your mind, well, I know what he's doing, blah, 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 so forth. So ain't no way you could watch that,
That's why you look. I seen it one time. I never seen it again.
Come on, man. Oh, man.
Man, I'm talking here in there with dog walking her. They full control of your old lady.
That man, he had to wrap it around his arm to come up out of there?
Dog walking her.
Come on,
Then they called the police.
What made you?
I thought he was an intruder.
What made? I mean, look, I understand you want to have some fun. Go to the beach or get on a balcony or be in the parking lot at the gym or the grocery store. Yeah. But come on,
it was, you know, when you live it like you want to have fun sometimes.
I ain't never want to have that kind of fun. I ain't gonna even hold you.
You want to experience things, you know, like you want to see if you can accept it.
I'm just gonna say this is the joke. He don't have the stomach, okay. But Shannon Sharp, the graphic, you know, we accused Tony Gaskins of this, getting very graphic with the details, wrapping it around his arm, and these are details that I don't even want to know about. It's hard for me to even do a type of celebrity junk video related to this. It's hard to even me have the conversation here, but I'm trying to connect the dots to you men that this is where they're going. This is where the conversation is going to go. They open up these conversations for you to be comfortable with, and then even put into your mind. The whole Diddy trial was just opening up the conversation for you to explore, because women are now more sexually liberal, and they are now can even portray the victim when you agree to engage in this type of behavior. Women will encourage you to engage in type of behaviors where they're touching on places where I don't think men should be touched on or opened up or have fingers put in. And a lot of you guys, I'm hearing from some women out here at the JUCO that a lot of you black masculine alpha buff guys want to be cucked in. What do they call it? When they put the strap on, I don't even know what they call it. Okay. So that's where you're watching this evolution of them putting this into your mind and imagery so that you can be comfortable with it. So when I tell you that this is the case, don't act like I'm tripping. I'm showing you the evidence. Let's continue.
No, you already take
My heart still hurt.
Let me ask you this. When you were in high school,
yes,
and you had a girlfriend and you found out that somebody else had slept with her, you know how that felt?
Yes.
So and you didn't see it.
Yes.
Just the fact that you knew somebody had done told you, got back to you.
Yes.
So you know how you felt. And you mean to tell me you still, and you wanted to watch?
I thought when I became a man, I could accept things differently.
I mean, what type of manhood is this? I don't know what his age is, but what type of manhood are we talking about? Okay, what part of manhood is this? Is this a regional thing? Again, is he from Atlanta? I got his age at 33. So that kind of runs what I'm talking about. That's the age group of men I say would be the age group of men that would have to accept women that are more sexually liberated, more adult content creating, and they'll make them wives and girlfriends. They have to, because if you look at this young lady, where is he from? Okay, this will sum some things up here. Where is he from? Where is he? Detroit, Michigan. Anton, hold this L. Right, Detroit, Michigan. Somebody says she was a stripper. I mean, these are not shocking allegations here that she was this is where he got her from. But when they see her, she's light-skinned, she's pretty, right? She would be considered pretty. She looks fairly clean. She looks innocent, right? She doesn't look like a strag, right? And he's claiming her, right? So it's not like that. I've been date strippers and OnlyFans girls. I've never made them my girlfriend or wife, though. Okay. I've never done that, but guys do it. That's their lane. But when they do that, you have to realize that eventually she's going to ask to have another meat in the room. And one thing that they'll use is they'll use their leverage. She has leverage over him, even though he's famous and rich now. All right. She still had leverage over him. She was attractive, light-skinned, famous, red bone, stripper with OnlyFans, and made her own money. This is what I told you. These men are going to do it. They're going to go. They're going to marry these type of women. They're going to make them girlfriends. And then she's going to ask for another meet in the room. Another way they'll do it is that they'll have you in the room with another girl. She'll be like, hey, I'm bisexual. She'll say she's bisexual. She likes to kiss girls. She'll let you fuck girls right in front of her. Okay. And you'll be like, I got the girl of my dreams. And guess what? She's going to hit that pivot. She's going to hit that pivot. And then she's going to be like, well, what? It's my turn now. All right, I watched you be with several women. I brought several friends over to you. And then she going to switch up on you. Then she going to be like, what about me? All right, I need some content. And he going to be like, I can't be in the content. I'm rich. She was like, I need some content. You're going to have to let Mandingo get up over there and get pegged. Let's see what else he has to say to continue related to this, because he is drawing this out quite a bit. But he said, I thought this was part of being a man. Diddy party.
You know, listen, I thought when I became a man, I could accept things differently.
man, I was curled up in a bed for 3 days straight. 3 of them.
What did she say? Did she say, "Ooh, I had me a good time"?
She said, no.
Because you have to leave after that. If she say she had a good time, you got to go.
She said, "Man, I had a time last night." I said, "You said what? You what?" I had me a time last. Was you on the phone with her homegirl though? She don't know I'm still in the house. Yeah, I had me a time last night. I say, oh, I set this up. I'm the fool. It won't ever happen again.
So y'all done. So it can't be her and the girl and you. It's just one-on-one now. Y'all playing basketball one-on-one.
Yep. Cause what goes around comes around. I never let it happen again. Ever.
Boy, I don't know what these guys be looking at. I don't know what.
But it happened. It was an experience, Shan. You gotta understand. It was like a man. You know what I mean? It was an experience. Like, you know what I'm saying. When you become famous, you get money and stuff like that. You start indulging in different things.
Diddy party. All right. So people start saying, you know, I can do these wild things, and I can relate to that. You can start doing wilder things. You don't have to be as, you know, have exercise precautions anymore. You don't have to do it like normal people. So it happens. But this means, I mean, it's kind of like when your wife has a baby and you see the baby come out of her vagina, you might think different of her vagina at that point. You're like, damn, all right, that vagina don't look good. It went on. It has stuff coming out and all kind of stuff. All right, blood dripping and hair and body parts and umbilical cords and all kind of, afterbirth. All right, it started coming out and now you're like, wow. So any man that sees his girlfriend get throttled by another guy, okay, he cannot recover from that because you're going back to the association that you're giving her the best sex that she ever had. Not only that, she told you that. She tells you that. She reassures you. She can't be seen. She can't even imagine being with another man. Now, when you see her get throttled, choked, and dominated, when you see her taking it down the back of her throat, when you see all of this, you can't go back to it. You can't go back to it. You can't put your face down into it. And don't think that he done relieved himself. He done finished and or he cream pied her. There ain't no way. There's no way you going back to that. The women can maybe put up with this a little bit more. I've even heard women say that it's tough for them to see your facial expressions of how you're enjoying the other woman. And they're going to see how fast you nut. Okay, because you might be taking her 20 minutes to nut on her, and then 5 minutes into her, you nutting on her, and you going crazy. A woman can't stand to see your face with another woman. Okay, you enjoying her and trying to hold back. All right. A woman gonna lose her damn mind thinking of that shit. She'll never get that fucking out of her head. But you, on the other hand, seeing how she done had her legs open and legs tossed and face pushed in the pillow and choked and he's dog walked and he like, oh Lord. And then she come back to you, but yours is good too. And you know, it ain't good no more. All right, there ain't nothing I can do. Okay, sad.
And I'm not saying crazy
I ain't famous.
shit.
I guess I ain't never been famous.
Yeah.
Cause that ain't never crossed my mind. I ain't been even hold you,
I started indulging in different things. That's what I mean.
Okay, maybe you know what? Maybe, how about get an alpaca? He would have indulged in different things. Maybe you know, maybe get a lion, get a crocodile.
Yeah.
But to invite somebody else in like that,
crazy.
It was a time. It was a moment. It won't happen again. Because look, I never got over the pain. The pain don't go nowhere.
He didn't have a stomach.
But why did you go to another room? Why you got to watch it?
I don't know.
That's what you want to call time that like to watch.
Jeez.
No, I see. Look, everybody that been drinking, we all in the same house.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like I got a joke I tell on stage. We swing. Well, the first time we ever swung, he swung a little harder than me.
Man, you hit the single. You hit a grand slam.
Listen, you swung a little harder than me, but
okay. So apparently there were some drugs or drinking involved, and there was a mandingo in the room, and there was him in the room, and they might as well said, "Go ahead," and got a little freaky tonight. and you was like, just go ahead, it ain't gonna be no big deal, and you saw what a nigga that can fuck do to your girl, guys, there's dudes out here that can fuck. There's dudes out here that can fuck. All right. And you don't know that your girl been, by the way, you don't even know your girl been fucked good before you came into her life. There's women been out here that can fuck good. There's men out here that can fuck good. Like that's all they can do. And a woman will take that any day of the week. Y'all want to talk about what a woman really likes? A woman, that's what she really likes. She'll do it on the floor of a dirty, like she'll do it on dirty clothes. And your girl has done it on dirty clothes, dirty floor, a floor on a Jamaica, air mattress, on a nigga that can't put two words together. He just walk in the room, and she like, yeah, just take me on the floor. All women have been taken like this. All women have been taken just in the bathroom. She was washing her hands, and he just grabbed her, looking in the mirror, just. This is a desire for them. This is erotica. This is romance for them. All women done it just in the dirtiest ramshackle shamby. Just nastiness. Okay, all women have been done up, especially if they done got started at 13, 14, and 15. They've been done in just 3 seconds, and just had him just put his NFL baby batter in her in the bathroom, a dirty bathroom at the nightclub. You know, a bathroom at a nightclub, that's all slippery on the floor and piss and shit everywhere, and you don't even want to wash your hands. A woman has got on her hands and knees. A woman has gone in a bathroom stall to get thotted and smutted out in a nasty club bathroom. There ain't, how many women can say they haven't done no ish like that? And then they come to you and they want flower petals and a nice bed and comfy and cozy, and they want a date and dinner and drinks. You're like, what? All right. And then y'all out here playing this game. They want you to cold approach and say the right thing to unlock the punani. And they done went to Jamaica and got ramshackled on the floor with coconuts and bananas. On a dirty floor. A dirty floor. In Jamaica. All right, but anyway. Let me go. Let's do the super chats and get up out of here, bro. It is a cold, evil ass world out here, but do you have the stomach? Well, I don't have the stomach for this type of activity, so it's get it how I get it. That's how I do it. Trinidad Sheldon says, celebrate. I think he says right here, celebrates junk lost all credibility when he said your show is not entertaining and you don't have talent. Everything he said after that had no weight. Who else could hold 4-hour live streams and have everybody sniggling? Not only that, on a daily basis, 5 times a week, sometimes 10 times a week, have people laughing, crying. For him to see, for him to say that just reeks of jealousy. And he's always been somewhat insecure and competitive with me, and I've never really competed with him at all. I've never seen him as competition. And you know, I did surpass him at early point. I was surpassed to everybody at one point. It was a very short point in my life, because as soon as I started surpassing people, mysteriously I got demonetized. Right? It was mysteriously. As soon as I started catching up and passing motherfuckers, demonetization was right around the corner. All right. It was like, damn. I think I held the lead on just about everybody for, except like AMS and those people. I held the lead for about like probably 2 months, 3 months. I passed everybody up for like 2 or 3 months, maybe about 4 or 5 or 6 months, 2019 to 2020. All right. I had everybody in the chokehold. And then all of a sudden, mysteriously, all of my channels started getting demonetized. Like, what? All right. Now everybody passes me up. The new people come in and they just, right. And then they look at me like, oh, nobody going to know I stole his shit. He only got 100,000 subs over there and 200 over there. All right. Somebody says, yeah, if my algorithm is open and I was monetized, I would be making $100,000 a month. That's just on YouTube. I mean, I would say 150,000 a month. I mean, I'm doing $150,000 of work and getting nothing from it, like nothing guaranteed. All right. And then people said, oh, another thing they said, Coach, you on here doing it. You do your content for clicks and views and YouTube money. And I'm like, what? Like, that was one of the things people were arguing in the comments. Well, you do things for clicks and views and YouTube money. I'm like, people really don't know. Like, I'm doing not just, it's not free, but I'm not getting what I'm supposed to. Like, once my stream is over, it's dead. Whereas other people, they get their views after the fact. They get their views after the fact. Like, they'll go off and have 7,000. I think MTR's first stream about me had 7,000 views. After about a day, it had like 45,000. Now, my stream at the end will have between 16 to 20,000 views. And it'll just languish right there, right? Like 24 hours later, it'll have 6,000 more views because it doesn't get pushed through the algorithm. It's just done. It's dead on arrival, and there's no AdSense set to it. So it's just dead. All right. As soon as I stop recording, as soon as I stop, that's just how my shit works. Anyway, it is what it is. Somebody, he's fuming and doing infringement. Yep. And then saying he's not doing it. I'm not doing it. I did nothing. Oh, it was them. All right. I don't want to revisit that. Let's just do these super chats and get up out of here. We have Kid Cuddy says, breaking news. You were right about the manosphere. Andrew Tate just said Sniggle tried to have sex with him. Can't make this up. I'm vindicated. Please put the clip of that. Please show me. Go to locals and put that there. I have insinuated that there is a lot of closeted gay behavior. Now, anybody associated with these two know that that's how they get down. Please clip that shit. Please pull that shit up because I've been saying that for a long time. I need to go back on Twitter and show that because people don't know. But Andrew Tate said that Sniggle had a crush on him. He said that a few months ago when the whole Hail HITLER thing went down. And I was like, these niggas is bi and gay, bro. And anybody connected to them, somebody said, I posted it on Discord. Let's pull it. Let's do it live. We're going to do it live. Okay. Somebody posted in real time right here. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. I've been saying this. Let's see here. I can't find it. Somebody posted at the bottom. Okay, so I see y'all commented on it on Discord. I see y'all commented on Discord. All right, I don't see it though. I don't see the link. Look, I see y'all commented on who he's talking about. It says Tate posted a video today saying Sniggle is gay and goes to BDSM clubs in New York to get pounded. Okay, I got to see this video, bro. Let me see here. But this goes to back up my point. I was like, there's a lot of some weird behavior with these red pill dudes. And then they want to separate you from other girls and be like, nah, man, just hang out with the boys. Man, repost that shit. Repost that. I got to see it, man. But I've been telling you, been trying to warn you of this shit. Anyway, I can't see it over on Discord. I see you talking about it, but anyway, damn. Somebody said he also watched his girlfriend get plowed. For real. It's going to come out. Y'all going to see it. Just wait. It's going to be, it might take a couple years to come out, but it's going to come out. There ain't nothing you can do. Denaro Trancolo says, yeah, women don't get it, especially the women you have loved. They don't understand how men are weird. My ex has tried to come back multiple times. She moved on quickly and then the thought of her getting laid turned me off on a visceral level. This is similar to me. If I know a guy, a friend of mine has had intimate relations with a woman, I can't have intimate relationship with her. Like, I can't. Like, it's my homeboy and then he gets a new girlfriend and then the girlfriend's attractive. And I know he just, cream pieing. Like, I'm like, I can't fuck her no more. Like, I can't see her as intimate. And for me to see her as intimate, it would have to be like years later. It would have to be like 10, 12 years later, 14. I draw the line. Like, I'm very disciplined. People think I'm not disciplined when it comes to women, but I'm very disciplined. I can't, like, when I see just a married woman, I'm like, it's got to be just a situation. But if I see that she married and sucking on her husband's dick, I'm like, I don't want no parts of that shit. Like, I just don't want it. I don't see people like that. Now, if she's a stranger and the dude's a stranger, maybe, all right, maybe I'll be like, okay, I don't care about that motherfucker. But if I see them acting like a couple, and I see them around, and I see them at church, and I don't see her as an intimate partner. I don't see her as a person that I would just be desiring intimately, that I gotta fuck her. Maybe if I'm just in the mood like that, but I'm good. Right? I don't want to know who she fucking and who she been fucked. I don't have desire for that. I'm not desperate either. Certainly, if my girlfriend goes on and moves on and she's with another guy, I can't take her back. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I didn't heard you. You talked about another dude beating it up. I saw your boyfriend. You moved on. What if your ex called me back? Nah, I already saw the dude she was with. I'm good. And it's also similar, unfortunately, to when men, I don't know, this is a bad one. This is kind of sad. If it's a white girl and she been with a bunch of black guys. Now, I know niggas gonna be like, but you a black guy too. But I don't like my black girls like strags. I'm sorry, I don't like my white girls like strags. I don't like them like mud sharks. Like, if I get the sense that she's only dated black guys, it's a turn off to me. It's a like, I like my bitches like Kimberly Drummond and shit. You know what I mean? Dumb and Dipsy. And this is my first time. But a bitch that had all her exes. I tell you about this white girl I dated. Walked into her bedroom and she had a shrine of niggas that she dated, like in the movie Get Out. And she was at dinner with this nigga. And it was a big Minnesota Viking football player nigga on the picture. You know me, I'm a little nigga, right? So, right. But this is a white girl you wouldn't have never known. Now, I knew she was open. She was a liberal white girl. All right. And she was like 6'1". She was a sweetheart. She wasn't a strag. All right. But I knew she liked black guys and she lived in Long Beach. Dead giveaway. Right. But on her wall right here, on her wall was like a couple of pictures. You know how women keep pictures and shit and keepsakes, but it's behind the door. So if the door is open, you wouldn't see this shrine. You wouldn't see it. All right. You wouldn't see it. So when her bedroom door is open, if I walk into her bedroom door, you don't see this. You don't see it. But if the door is closed, which she did close when we was fucking because she had a roommate, you can see it. And I don't know if I was supposed to see it. So I walked past it after my dick's all wet and I done finished it up. And I looked, you know, washing my dick off and toweling it off and looking. And I see this big looking Minnesota Viking player, nigga. I'm like, ooh, wee. It was like 6'4", 285 and shit. Made her look small. And I'm the small nigga in the relationship. I was like, all right, anyway, bro. Oh, man. That is crazy work. But I saw that and I was like, I don't think I'm doing nothing to this woman. She acted like I'm doing something, but maybe I'm not doing anything to her. I don't know. All right. Shout out to Dinero Trey Quello says, I almost gave in and she came through to see me. This is talking about your ex. She tried to give me some top, but I couldn't even get hard. He says, my body rejected her because another man had her. He says, that's when I knew it was time to truly move on. Shout out to you, Dinero Tranquillo. Thank you, man, for explaining that. That's, you know, I can understand that sentiment. Shout out to Mr. Handsome Paul says, you, coach, you completely predicted the bitch ass behavior of the Mitchosphere. They addressed everything except the point. Keep your foot on their necks. The manosphere is dead. All right. It's dead to me. I have no association with it in terms of what people see me there and how people rank me or what I'm trying to get out of it. I'm just trying to do what I do because I basically told you how they were going to react to it and they did it. Everything they said is exactly what I said they would do, except addressing the point. And then it is what it is. Right? It is what it is. So I don't know what to tell you. That was a cold world, cold reality for a lot of men to see. But I do kind of want to expose the manosphere for what it is. All right. I know inside information. I know how shit moves. And no, I don't want to collaborate with you motherfuckers. I don't have anything. And no, I'm not jealous of you. I'm not angry. All right. I do have a good life, but the manosphere has been influenced and infiltrated already. It's not the same manosphere as it used to be. Yeah, they still got the same talking points, but they ain't even worth shit today because the talking points can be simply just flushed out with conundrums. And all the good talking points have been picked out and used in the mainstream. So it's a wrap. Joel C says, O'Shea Duke shooter is a little B. He says he ain't nothing but a hater. He's mad you didn't need him to grow your channel bigger than his. He said, how can you steal from him when he's a reaction channel? Also, did Saint expose him for being a sodomite already? Shout out to Saint in the center. I don't know if he exposed him to being a sodomite. He claims to be an open trick and that I stole tricking from him. I was like, man, weirdo stuff. I never really watched O'Shea Duke Jackson. I know of him. I was aware of him. I know he watched me more than I was watching him. I'm a fan of Angry Man and Obsidian. He seemed to be not something that I could not really watch. Because at the time, Angry Man was serious. At the time, Obsidian was serious and I was serious. O'Shea at the time was more comical. Okay. But while he did have some good education, I was in the mood for comedy. So I was in the mood for some information and knowledge. So he wasn't somebody that I would reach to in terms of that. Now, there was a sound effect kerfuffle that happened where there was a violin play. That's what he's saying that I stole. However, what I told him was the violin that I stole that O'Shea used was a violin that a guy named Miggy 101 used to use. And if you're really steep in the RP, MGTOW, red pill space, you realize that that's where I would probably focus my attention. There was a guy named Miggy 101. Anybody remember him? Press 1 in the chat. He was a content creator that never showed his face at the time. Most people didn't show their face. He would just put these quick edits together. And when he did the sad music, I believe the music he took was from, I want to say SpongeBob. All right. But I know he used that music. Now that music I started using because Miggy 101, right, used it. And that's where I got the sound effect. Now, O'Shea used it as well. Was I aware that he used it? Yes. But I more was aware that Miggy 101 used it. So I really didn't see it as it was O'Shea's music. Okay. I used it and I said that was Miggy's music and that was a thing that he used. Now I've since added probably 250 sound effects since then. And it was royalty-free music. And matter of fact, people used it that was not even in the man space. It was a common sound effect that anybody used. It was royalty-free. So you could go to anybody's channel and they were doing that music. And so it wasn't any concepts that I stole from him. And particularly, I would love him for him to point them out. He says that I've done it. I would love for him to point them out and maybe we can discuss it, but he never seems to point it out. He just says that I stole something. Well, it was the sound effect. Okay, if there's anything else, he can let me know. Right, but I've since added 250 sound effects and I can go on multiple channels in the male space and hear those sound effects. Press 1, right? Press 1 if you can go to, if you've heard more than 5 content creators that are male space oriented that have heard 10 of my sound effects on their show. Okay, it just happens that I'll go over there and I'll hear 10 of my sound effects just in 5 minutes. They'll be it's like, I think more or less my soundboard is better than anybody's soundboard, although my production is not good up to him. But everybody use sound effects. Like clavicular is known for the fuck, right? But I never use the fuck because I figure that's claviculars or that's Gen Z sound effect. But I can go to a lot Yeah, the sad music. I mean, I could go to a lot of people's channels and say, well, that sound effect, that buzzer, that Undertaker bell, although a lot of people use it. I'm not saying I made it up, but you know, these are things that I'm known for. It's like weird, man, but I don't know, man. Most of these sound effects I see as they're free to use because they're not my sound effects. Undertaker bell is the Undertaker bell. That's the Undertaker's bell. The buzzer is from The Price is Right. So bam, that's or not The Price is Right. It's from Family Feud. That's a Family Feud buzzer. I've used The Price is Right. These aren't my sound effects. There's not many sound effects that are mine. So I don't look at what that mean. What that mean is comes from some of these come from hip hop songs. So what that mean comes from, I can't really say. I'm not gonna say where it comes from because them niggas gonna try to come and get me. All right, but any sound effect that has come from a song came from the song. And most of the time, I'm not going to tell you what song because them niggas be trying to come get royalties from me. All right. Yeah, the Mario coin, the Mario. That's Mario. Everybody knows that. I can't say another person used Mario and stole it from me. You know, that would be shitty to do. But he says, I got my soundboard from Fresh and Fit. I mean, wow. Wow. This is a person that doesn't know. I got my soundboard from Fresh and Fit. God damn. That is wild. My soundboard was before Fresh and Fit. Oh, my Lord. Look at this, man. My soundboard was before they started recording videos, man. Before they were even a Fresh and Fit, I was using the soundboard. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. RP Trucker, you about to be out of here, man. The revisionist history. I wish I had my soundboard right now. But people be saying anything, bro. I mean, there's hardly anything that I would take from a Fresh or Fit. Nothing. Matter of fact, think about this. Oh, that's not what you said? Okay. He said something else. There's probably nothing that I took from Fresh and Fit. Zero. I'll go on record and saying that. I've taken zero from them. Right? Not even the camera setup, the kick out cam, Frank Castle, hoes on the screen. I didn't even put girls on the screen. How many content creators put girls on the screen because Fresh and Fit? He says, you got your sound after you visit the one guy show. The equipment, that's false. All right. No. Oh, no. All I got was a cord from him. I don't think I've got any. In fact, just ask yourself, what could I have taken for Fresh and Fit? This is not a diss. What could I have taken? What are they known for that I could implement to my show? You think about that. There's probably nothing. No sayings, no format, no segment, no studio equipment, no, nothing. There would be nothing that I could take from them. No background, no, there's nothing that I took that they can go back and say, he got that from them. No sayings, no quotables, no information, no research, no data. All right, there could be zero. There would be zero that I've implemented of them into my show. I've never even attempted it. Now, there's been other people that have attempted it. Rolo, Mike Certain, Saint in the Center. The thousands of people have attempted to do what they did, but I've never attempted to do anything. All right, not a single thing that they've done, but I've always congratulated them to what they're doing. I've never interviewed guests. All right, I barely even have 2 microphones for having people up in here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to remember where I got the sound effect of idea, but O'Shea Duke Jackson wants to say I got it from him. I don't know about that. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here, man, because my battery on my computer is dying and my phone's charging at the same time. But I do want to acknowledge the people that have donated. Hustle Every Day says, shaking my head, he could see she was setting him up. He says, your girl got papped out by at least 25. That's you. 25 other guys. That seems to rub men the wrong way. The amount of men that have fucked their girl before you. Shout out to our brother Mike. He says, MTR, since he said your bitch ass ain't creative. The Travel Troop, the Triple T. You're welcome, you unoriginal ass ninja. Keep enjoying your vacation, coach. The Travel Troop. MTR, we got one for you, man. We got one for you. The Travel Troop. I like that one. All right. You know what they're doing right now? You know how they're getting their ideas? I'm gonna tell you how these people getting their ideas. They're using ChatGPT and Claude to come up with their ideas. I want you to know these content creators, everything they do, if they're a content creator under 40, they're using for everything they do, for YouTube, for thumbnails, for ideas. They all, not saying this is bad, but this shows their lack of creativity. They're using ChatGPT. This is why they run into trouble with me, because I'm using just right here, right? I use a little bit of ChatGPT, like minimally. And it's normally somebody else that got to force me to sit down and be like, ChatGPT or Claude. They probably use, before they do a stream, they look up the title. They probably look it up. Right? So that's why they get in trouble, because they think, oh, I'm gonna come up with this, and their fucking chat goes to ChatGPT and come up with something. How about the freedom? And it comes right from ChatGPT, because they lack originality, they lack creativity. It doesn't come from the heart or the brain. It comes from, it comes from the computer. So that's why they get in trouble with me, because I start looking at them niggas like, what are y'all doing, bro? All of their talking points. They're going to create a philosophy. They'll use ChatGPT to originate it. Shout out to Killer says, I heard your Men Are in Love quote watching Tommy Sotomayor on Rumble the other day. It was Turn on the AC podcast, dropped your quote and gave no credit. He says, straight jacking, talking like he knew. He knows he watches the show. Again, they're going to say it's just words. That's what they're resting on. Well, it's just talking points, so it doesn't matter. No one owns it. I beg to differ. Thoughts can be attributed back and credited back to, let me see something here. Let's see here. Pull this up. If you look at, let's look at that Men Are in Love, Women Are in Business. I mean, it can be attached. If you just put the right thing in, it'll attribute it back to me. Okay. Where dudes will be like, well, it's just words. It's just a thought. It's a talking point. But this says it right here. Teachings of relationship coach Greg Adams. The phrase Men Are in Love, Women Are in Business. I'll do it again. I'll use Claude or ChatGPT if you like. Now, I'm not saying that I own it. Men are in love. Women are in business. Now, there was a book called it before me, but in the context of what I was talking about, it came from a live stream that I talked about. Let me accept all cookies. There we go, right there. Okay. We got, this is Claude here. This working the internet. Pull it up right on the screen right here. Okay. And I don't know if you can trust this either. I don't know if you can trust this either, because they'll tell you anything. All right, Coach Greg Adams is the originator. The data confirms it clearly. He posted this 2023 right here. 2023. March 2023 from a tweet. And they have the source right there. Uh-oh. March 2023. He also signs this phrase with his initials right there. He even calls out people for stealing it. God damn. They even got me out here calling out people for stealing it. Ebony K. Williams. It's a recurring thing across his content. So the full credit goes to CGA. I don't know. Maybe I just typed in, hey, Claude, just give me the fucking credit, if you will. But who has time to look this shit up? But there it is right there. March 2023 of a tweet that I don't even know I tweeted. There's the tweet. March 2023. So that was over 3 years ago. Over 3 years ago is the tweet that it was used, although there was a book prior to that. But there's the tweet. Now, I will tell you, nobody got it from the book, right? Nobody got it from the book. Nobody got it from that idea. It all kind of stemmed from there and when we using it over and over again. Anyway, woo. Maybe Andrew Tate said it best. But it's just words. I don't own it, according to other people, and it's just pointless for me to keep bringing it up. All right, let's see here. Why do you keep bringing it up? I don't know, man. I mean, maybe because, well... All right, anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. It is what it is. All right, anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. We out of here, man. We'll be back for the weekend. Protect yourself, man. Do some exercise and travel safe out here. We out of here. Peace.
And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.